Hi, I'm Gonçalo, and in this video I will outline my work in developing my group's intermediality performance named Whodunit.
I will explain. Ooh, I will explain our story really in a very simple way and condense. The story our performance follows the three murder suspects and ends with them going to prison. The three murder suspects are Izem was kind enough to make some sketches for us. This is Shanika. This is Olivia's. This is me, and this is Izem as a police detective. We had a few possible endings, but the one that I chose so it would complete, so the whole performance would be complete, is the one where we all go to prison. And in our performance we intended to use voiceovers, pre-recorded video, a live vid, and a live performance. And these are the main forms of intermediality that we would be using. I will now talk about each one of them a little bit more in depth. The first one is voiceovers and radio, the recorded video. The play starts with a monologue from each character, the three main characters, and they talk about the murder like an excuse, they give a reason to, and they also talk a little about their upbringing. The characters will be able to interact with the voiceovers, which is exposing her thoughts, thus symbolize an emotional struggle within each character. I have my own monologue here. My group said it was interesting, so I'm gonna read it. When there's the voiceover part, I just put my hand up. My dad always said an eye for an eye, that people pass the time enjoying the choices life provides. Coffee or tea, as it even matters. I've made my decision and I made my dad proud. I'm sure you did. That's the only thing you ever wanted. I've survived this long because I know one must be willing to make the hard choices, the unpleasant things, even to the ones you love. And the pre-recorded video that will be shown on the TV monitors will demonstrate the characters' point of view, represent their perspectives, and manifesting their thoughts. So one of the videos that we are going to use, it was some scenes from the murder and how every character faced it and experienced it differently. I think the interesting part in this is that on stage, a character will recollect an event in a certain way, while on screen it would show something a little differently. We wanted the audience to decide which one is true. Herewith we introduce topics like false memory and how memories can be tempered with, like Shanika's character. She starts in a somewhat healthy headspace, and then it takes a turn to the worst after the murder, and her memories are affected by it. Chantel, she in her book Memory and Child Amnesia define memory, I think, in a perfect way for our performance. She defines it as a function of the living personality that can be understood as a capacity for the organization and reconstruction of the past experiences and impressions in the service of present needs, fears, and interests. And that's just exactly how we use memory in our performance. We would use the live feed to make the audience question their sense of awareness. We intended to use several cameras connected to the TV monitors and keep changing the point of view for each character with the video mixer. We wanted the audience to feel that they were being watched by all the cameras, and they will feel the pressure just like every character feels when they're being interrogated. I have a picture of our setup when we are being interrogated. Wait, it's kind of it, and then this is the inspiration behind it. And this is a form of intermediality called transmediality. We also aim to produce a composed image, a pamphlet, I think I said it right. This is where we overlay video images upon one another, creating a new one. We can achieve this with a few different methods. With a video editor, where we adjust the opacity of the two overlapping images, or in a live performance, we can use a video mixer to mix the two channels of video together. We can also use Photoshop. To be honest, I don't know which one would be better for us or which one applies better to our case, because we never got the chance to test it out on the space. But I'll probably say the video mixer, but if it got too messy, and with messy I mean because of the setting up the cameras and trying not to distract the audience from what's happening on stage, and all of the cables. If the video mixer got too messy, then Photoshop would be a good option then to achieve the composed image. And my official role in devising this performance was intermediality director. I was focused on intermediality and how we can make our performance depend on it. There was something that you, Jem, said in class that resonated with me. That was, if we take out a screen, a camera, or an audio, will the performance still make sense? And that's how I approach this role of intermediality director. Yes. All the things that I talked about before, intermediality wise, I developed them, but all the performance was a group effort. I was also involved in writing. I wrote my monologues, at least part of them. I wrote the thing that I read before, and I'm sorry. I was also focused on constructing my character. I named him John, but my group didn't like that name, so he doesn't have a name. But I still call him John sometimes. He's 28 years old and he's a very intense person. He asserts authority over chance, fate, and destiny, and he wants to attain elite success. Because, as he would say, true greatness only comes to those willing to pursue it at any cost. And I have some pictures for that. This is my character's costume, just a suit, and these are the color palettes that he would have. And that's also the sketch. One of the key practitioners that influenced me most was the Wooster group. Mainly they're more minimalistic plays, and with minimalistic I mean staging wise, where it's just the stage wasn't very complex, was just no regular stage. They didn't have that many props, and there was just actors with projections. Ooh. I also was very inspired by their Fluxus movement, that was all about incorporating art into everyday life, how they use the live stream and recorded videos to complement their actions on stage. So this inspired me to, while the monologue, I will be combing my hair or just going to my regular morning routine, and the voiceover and in the interaction with the voiceover would be happening. And the staging wise, I have a few pictures. This is how the beginning would start. But the TV monitors will be standing, one here next to me and one next to Shanika's. And then I will deliver my monologue, then she would give her monologue, and then the two TV monitors would come together and Olivia's would give her monologue. This is the integration scene, I've talked about it, and this is our main stage. Oh, it's upside down, Jesus, sorry. Sorry. There you go. So this would be our stage look like most of the time. But one of the things I also wanted is, since the TV monitors have wheels, I wanted to incorporate some movement, so it would just be a little more interesting. At the end, when we all get arrested, the TV monitors will come together, and Izem will give like a press conference about it, and there will be like a news like a news segment going on the screen, and the composed image will go on the projector because it will be bigger. And I think that, oh, sorry, and thus also the live feed between Izem and Shanika. They talked about it like it was a psych word, but I changed it to more like she never actually left the interrogation room. This is just Izem got into her head, and this is like a trapdoor to Shanika's mind. That's how I kind of saw it. Yes, and this was my presentation on the performance Who Done It. Thank you. I hope you liked it, and I hope I get a good grade. Thank you.